My name is Rev Dr Barry King, and I'd like to thank you for joining me for this 14th episode of Spirit Speaks. As you probably know, I'm a master psychic medium, and I've been working with Spirit now for many years. It's a wonderful thing to share with people, and one of the things that we do through sharing these episodes is we share with you information about Spirit, through Spirit, that helps you understand better the nature of being Spirit and the nature also of being human, limited in a physical reality, restricted and yet eternal by nature, infinite by nature. You can't die. You can't fail. You are Spirit. In this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to play for you 5 questions and answers. And we tend to do that in most sessions. Usually when we do a session towards the end, Spirit will ask us if we have any questions. And the people in the audience, and usually there's several people in the audience while we're doing the channeling, ask questions. And so what I'm sharing with you is those questions that Spirit has received from us and given us a response to. The other thing I would mention to you is that in this episode, what we're doing is you'll see the question in writing just before we come to the answer and the response. So you'll not only see it, but you'll also hear the question being asked and then hear the response. The other thing that I'll share with you is that if you have any questions about the process or anything about connecting to Spirit, let me know. And you can reach me a number of different ways. I'm available on the internet through revbarryking.ca and also on YouTube. And you can send me an email if you'd like. So there's lots of ways to reach me. I ask that if you enjoy this, that you like it, and follow it and subscribe if you like. So thank you very much for allowing me to share this with you, and I hope you find it informative, uplifting, and meaningful. May the light of God shine through you each and every day, and may each day be a blessing to you and those around you. Thank you very much, and God bless. I am happy to entertain any questions that people might have.
I have a question. Why is it that some people seem to have such challenging lives and others seem to have very easy lives?
It is a simple matter. The lifetime that they chose presents opportunities for certain choices. When you choose a family, a time, a place, you are also choosing consequences of that family, that time, that place. It presents unique challenges in each case for that soul. That soul is prepared and accepting of the opportunities that a lifetime can bring and the individual challenges that can bring. The perception for those living in the physical is that there are greater and lesser challenges. The perception is that some people have it easy and some people have it hard. This is not true. There are many people who have a lifetime of simplicity and ease, who are challenged by that very thing. There are people who are challenged by significant crises and overcome them and become more through them. Others who maybe do not overcome them become vessels, not only for others to learn from, but for themselves to grow through. It is true that souls can be born into a life of significant challenge and limitation. This is a choice. It is the nature of free will. It is the nature of being born into a lifetime in which we have free will and move through choice and experience consequences. There are no experiences without choice, and there are no consequences without choice. The compassion that we have for those who take on great challenges is significant. The compassion we have for those who take on no challenges is significant. Each learns valuable lessons, each becomes more because of it. Some because of lost opportunities, some because of overwhelming opportunities. It is purposeful, meaningful existence. There is no pain where we are. There is no suffering where we are. It is only through the limitations of the physical that we can experience helplessness, hopelessness, compassion, love, kindness, joy. These things are grounded in the physical in many ways. That does not mean that we do not have access to these things, but we also do not know challenge. And we are informed and expanded through challenge. We are more because of the choices we make to experience limitation. Each of you is a testimony to that truth. Each of you is a testimony to the reality that a life without challenge is a life poorly lived. I hope this finds some truth to you. Are there other questions that I can address?
Another question. Do you see individuals on different planes of existence?
I would say it this way. It is hard to conceptualize. Yes, the answer is yes to your question, but the answer is more complicated than it appears.
Mm-hmm.
There are no individuals.
Mm-hmm.
We are all connected to each other. We are all living and existing, each as an individual. I am an individual. This vessel is an individual. This is true. And there are reflections of I as an individual and this vessel as an individual on many dimensional levels happening simultaneously. So there is absolutely others, extensions of ourselves existing and living in other dimensional levels or other realms. And one of the places that we exist, and that is speaking for this vessel, is in the divine mind, in the heaven realm, for want of a better word. It is the realm where the greatest part of ourselves lives and exists in perfect unison and connection to divine mind and to each other. It is a incomprehensible reality, for we are not just speaking of humans, but there are multitudes of life forms in this universe, each and all having many dimensional manifestations, some living most of their lives in other dimensions and traveling in between. I hope that makes some sense to you.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
The thing that I find amazing is that the nature of infinite, eternal soul is infinite. It is not limited. It is happening not only beyond space and time, but it's also happening on many dimensions of existence. We, you, are all incomprehensible, and yet so unable to express that nature of perfection that you have. That is only expressed through divine mind. You are all in a state of becoming. This is a process that happens for an eternity. It is beyond even our understanding. We defer to the wisdom and power of the consciousness which we all arise out of, and that is divine mind. I hope this makes some sense to you. Do you have more questions?
I have a question. How can we, being in human form, connect to our higher self and get awareness?
You, my child, are already connected to that higher self. It is not the connecting that is the challenge. It is the listening. It is learning to hear. It is learning to reject the chaos of the limitation that you've chosen in life, and to be able to hear that inner voice, that inner guidance. You are gifted to be able to hear that inner voice. You hear it. It is not always possible to implement or manifest, but in time you will learn this, and you will discriminate between your limited voice and the voice of your higher self. And indeed the divine. Does this answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Are there other questions?
I have a question. You didn't say who you were. Who are you?
I am I am Adam. I am of the angelic host. I am a expression of the voices of the members of this group. We work to bring light into the world. We work to share simple truths and empower people in ways that move them forward. It is my function to share through voice with those choosing to hear. I am not an individual. I am a integrative spirit community. I am a collaborative expression. I hope this makes sense to you.
Yes, thank you for coming tonight.
We have spoken through this vessel before. This is a choice that we have made to service. It is timely for us to continue our work. Our work happens on many levels. We of the angelic hosts do not wish to startle or disempower those striving to develop their gifts. We speak divine truth. We speak divine intention. It is true that many spirits can speak through vessels such as this. They do not all have divine awareness. Some are individual and growing, evolving souls themselves. This does not diminish them, but it is for them to share their truth. It is our task to share divine truth. There is a difference. We are privileged to work with divine energy to implement change in the physical. It is a expression of love and divine intention. Are there any other questions?
I have a question. If you channel through Barry, can you channel through anybody else, like me in particular, or anybody that's at this meeting? How do you go to these people if we would like to do that?
we do that for sure. It is true to say that this vessel has, on some level, been prepared for this work. There are others who are being prepared or are in the process of being prepared for this work. You also need to understand that even though I appear to be an individual voice speaking an individual thought, I am not an individual. So I am multiplied many times through the physical, speaking truths to many souls who are listening. There is in this very moment others who are an extension of me speaking in other places to other groups the same truths. Our truths have been shared very strongly over the last 30 to 40 years. So these truths are strongly implanted in the consciousness of humanity, even though humanity has not always acted on these thoughts. In time, these thoughts will rise to the surface as you reject the limitations of need to own and control and manipulate. I do not speak to you as individuals, I speak to you as a people at this time. You as a people are being prepared for a glorious future. It takes time to evolve a people. It takes time to gather souls to be of service. Each of you is growing. So I say to you, yes, we can speak through you. Yes, I can work with you. Yes, I do work with you. There are times when you share messages. It does not have the trappings of channeling or the perception of channeling, but it is still a message from the divine channel through a living physical being heard by others. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you.